On behalf of Dean Cutler, Dean Wargo, and myself, welcome to the Preceptor Thank You. My name is Philip Hall. I'm the Dean at the Medical University of South Carolina College of Pharmacy. I first want to thank you to all the preceptors for working with our students every year, and especially this year with the challenges of COVID-19. Beginning in March, we had challenges and received notifications from various sites that there would be limited or modified access for students on rotation, or that the rotation was canceled. The response of so many of our preceptors was to offer their services by either adding a rotation, adding additional students, or offering to create completely new time frame to accommodate these cancellations. While all of our lives, our preceptors' lives, our sites have changed rapidly, our preceptors continue to honor and live by the pharmacist's oath. I will utilize my knowledge and skills and experiences and values to prepare the next generation of pharmacists. We are eternally grateful to all our dedicated preceptors and to the new ones who've recently become part of our family. Every one of our students who was eligible for graduation prior to COVID-19 was able to graduate on time at the Medical University of South Carolina. And this was due to the dedication of our preceptors in South Carolina and beyond. Again, thank you. I now would like to turn over the podium to Dr. Steve Cutler at the University of South Carolina.
Thank you, Dean Hall, and thank you, preceptors. At the University of South Carolina College of Pharmacy, the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted approximately 100 APPEs that were underway in March, as well as those that were scheduled for April. And this created a major concern for us as we were trying to ensure that the class of 2020 graduated on time. While our professional world reeled in response to COVID-19 and health systems across the state and the U.S. closed access to student learners, you, our preceptors, were dedicated to remotely helping students to complete their March rotations. April brought additional cancellations as the number of coronavirus cases increased, and we saw creativity from many of you, our preceptors. One of our upstate partners worked with students to gain remote access to their electronic medical records so they could have a virtual rotation. This model has continued, which we greatly appreciate. Preceptors who had availability for additional students volunteered their extra time and effort, some of these even at the last minute, and we are deeply indebted to you. Faculty members expanded their academic electives and clinical rotations to make sure that students met the accreditation requirements of ACPE. With your hard work and your dedication, the entire class of 2020 graduated on time on May 8th. And we're so thankful for you for the Herculean effort you provided to our pharmacy students. As we look forward and communities continue to be impacted by COVID-19, you, our preceptors, are helping to fill the gap as we see additional experientials be canceled in May and June. You've continued to support our colleges by rescheduling our students for later in the year, providing additional availability of experientials, and offering virtual clinical rotations. We know that you, our preceptors, have greatly been impacted by COVID-19, with many of you working the front lines as you take care of patients and their families and our students. And we are so very thankful for your dedication and giving back to the profession as you help fuel the pipeline of future practitioners. We are so thankful to you. At this time, I'll turn it over to Dean Wargo of the Presbyterian College School of Pharmacy. Dean Wargo.
Well, thank you, Dean Cutler. And I just want to echo Dean Hall and Dean Cutler in the sentiment of thanks. It's been a challenging time this spring and now summer semester. It's been something that none of us have ever faced before. And so having your support and helping our students has been extremely helpful. So again, thank you. When in mid-March, when the outbreak of COVID-19 started to really take hold here in South Carolina, it caused a lot of disruptions with respect to our APPEs and IPPEs. And for us personally at PC, it was a decision that I made to remove students from their rotation sites, as well as our faculty members from their sites for their safety during this time. That was a difficult decision for me to make, simply because I'm a former internal medicine and infectious diseases practitioner, and I look at this as a golden opportunity for students to learn and for practitioners to make a huge impact on patient care and patient lives. And so that was a difficult decision that I had to make early on in my tenure as dean here, but one that was made purely out of safety for all the individuals that we have to consider here. During that time, like I said, there was a lot of disruption within our APPEs and IPPEs. We had about 67 APPEs, 122 IPPEs that were disrupted here in the upstate. And that includes 23 P3 student rotations that needed to finish their rotations before they began in their APPEs in May. And so it created quite a challenge, but you all stepped up and really helped us out with providing them those experiences that they needed in order to graduate and meet the requirements to become a pharmacist. So we're very thankful for all that you did with respect to virtual rotation experiences, allowing students to have access to electronic health records, using video conferencing technology to host topic discussion with students, and case presentations, journal clubs. Those sort of things really helped out with meeting those requirements of the rotations for them. There have been a number of additional things that you all have done, and so I'm just kind of hitting the tip of the iceberg here, but really appreciate it. And thanks to all that you did, much like the other schools of pharmacy here in the state, we were able to graduate the class of 2020 on time. And so again, we're very appreciative to you in allowing us to have that experience. I'm certainly not out of the woods yet. We have over 80 APPE rotations in May and June for the class of 2021 that have been impacted by the closed and restricted sites. We're starting to get back now this month to rotations, and so it's a slow process, but one that has to be done out of the safety of everyone involved. So we certainly appreciate that. We appreciate you providing those virtual experiences for them, rearranging schedules, and being so flexible and more creative with what you are doing with respect to those clinical rotations for them. So again, thank you. On behalf of Deans Hall and Cutler, thank you for all that you're doing and have done to help our students, to provide care for patients during this time, and to really have an impact on numerous people's lives. Thank you for all that you've done. Now, here is a thank you from some of our students.